New tonight, Huntington City Council approved an ordinance that will allow sober living home operators to bypass certain eviction guidelines. This only affects those who break specific rules. 13 News reporter Lane Ball explains they have to provide a separate place for them to stay for at least a week.
An ordinance that was put into place last year was revisited Monday night, and that's after city officials were contacted by sober living home operators with requests to add needed exceptions to rules that are included in the latest eviction guidelines. Back in 2022, we told you about this ordinance that changed the relationship of sober living home operators and residents to that of a landlord and tenant. That includes an eviction notice and time to process. The rules are if a person uses drugs or alcohol on the property, acts violently, or is involved in sexual misconduct, the landlord can evict them. But this new ordinance says if someone is caught breaking any of these rules, they can be ejected from the property. But the sober living home operator has to provide them with other housing accommodations, including finding them a place to stay for at least 7 days. Now, if a resident's home is 50 miles or further away from the facility, the operator has to pay their transportation, but only if they can verify they have somewhere to go.
If there is no one to accept the person or they can't return to their family home, then the operator would have the obligation to pay the cost of that person to stay in a hotel or other type of property for at least 7 days, so they would not be ejected onto the street.
Within 24 hours, the operator will also be required to file a report with the mayor's office, including the time, reason for the ejection, and the accommodations that have been made. The city also added a criminal penalty if they don't report an ejection. They can either pay a fine of $500 or spend 30 days in jail. In Huntington, Lane Ball, 13 News.